Hey there, last month I made a video about casting a magnetic welding square out of aluminum and a lot of you asked to see an improved version, so today I'm making version 2. I've been using the square I made in that first video and it works, but as I mentioned, it really isn't very strong and I wasn't truly satisfied with the result, so instead of casting a brand new one, this time I am upgrading the one I already made, and the main thing I want to test is different magnets. And of course, what I want to accomplish for version 2 is improving the strength or the pull force of the magnetic square. Last time I used strip magnets 60mm long, 10mm wide and 3mm thick. This time I'm using 10 by 5mm round magnets. And I made sure to get the good ones, so N52. And to start, I removed the old magnets. I just hammered them out, and by the way, it's funny how new magnets spark when you hit them with a hammer. But if you ever try this, definitely use eye protection because pieces and sparks went absolutely everywhere. This part wasn't difficult at all, and honestly, it probably saved the Bridgeport mill from a whole lot of magnetic dust, which can't be good. And then on the mill I re-squared the square, yep, and I machined away all the old slots until both sides were smooth again. Luckily I had plenty of extra material in the original cast, so removing 5mm from each face was no problem. And while it was set up on the mill, I also reshaped the corner, something I skipped over the first time, and it looks much better now. And just like that, we've got a clean blank ready for new magnets. And if you're curious, yes, I do collect the shavings that are easy to gather, and I'll melt those down the next time I need aluminum for a casting project. Now, I did quite a bit of research on magnets arrangement and polarity. What I found is that to maximize the force across the whole face of the square, the best layout is actually simple. Alternating rows offset by half the spacing between the magnets. It's basically like stacked bricks, and all the magnets should have the same polarity orientation. So in CAD I designed what I think is the best possible layout for the space that I have, and I bought a pack of 50 magnets, so 25 per face. I printed the pattern, glued it down with spray adhesive, and got the square back on the mill. And to drill the pockets I used an end mill, so the bottom of the holes are flat, 10mm diameter of course, and I went 5.3mm deep, leaving 0.3mm between the magnets and the surface, and this is just enough room to fill over everything later, while still keeping the magnets as close as possible to the face of the square for maximum attraction force. And now the fun part, gluing the magnets in. And these things are pretty strong and extremely close together, so if you ever try this, make sure you have CA glue with activator. I honestly don't know how any other glue would hold the magnets in place while the glue sets, especially the one in the center. And those were a little tricky since all the surrounding magnets want to pull this center one out of the holes. But hey, eventually I got them all in, and then I covered the magnets with a bit of epoxy. This time I used metal repair epoxy, which is pretty thick and not easy to spread evenly. But once it cured, I smoothed everything out with the orbital sander, and now it looks nice and clean. And here it is, version 2. Pretty quick and straightforward upgrade, but now let's test it against version 1. This clip is from the previous video, and the average for version 1 was 9.5 kilos or 21 pounds. For the new and improved version 2, you can see I did exactly the same setup, and the pull force averaged at 27.5 kilos or 61 pounds. A huge improvement, about 3 times as strong as version 1, and you can really feel how strong this is. It's actually hard to remove from the table. It's such a huge improvement. And as a reminder, the store-bought square I originally wanted to beat was holding an average of 16 kilos or 35 pounds. And by the way, in the previous video, I accidentally recorded one of the measurements for the store-bought magnets in another unit, so I fixed that. And yeah, so I guess we did it. My square aluminum is now way stronger than the store-bought one. It's also nice and solid. It's very easy to clean and hold. And most importantly, is super strong. I'm really happy with version 2. And I know I'll use it all the time. And of course, while working on this upgrade, I already came up with a few ideas for version 3, and I think I can make one without even using the milling machine, and possibly make it even stronger by adding a steel backing behind the magnets, and that basically redirects the magnetic fields forward and makes the square stick even harder on steel. At least that's the theory. Do I need this to be stronger? Yeah. Probably not, but if you'd like to see what version 3 would look like, let me know in the comments. If this video does well, I might make a second square, and having a pair could actually be kind of handy. Alright, that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you want to see version 3, and I'll see you soon in the next project. Thanks again, take care, and bye-bye.